SCP, the underground organization responsible for containing individuals, entities, locations, and objects that violate natural law. The worst of the worst, the bloodthirsty, the angry, the unexplainable, and the interdimensional. SCP house them safely away from our prying eyes. But what if we didn't want to be left in the dark? What if we wanted to see those bad boys up on the big screen? Well, let's discuss with our list of the top 5 scariest SCPs that should be in a horror film. Before we begin, be sure to stick around until the end of the video where I'll be responding to some of your comments. Let's jump in. In at 5, SCP-823. SCP-823 is an abandoned theme park in an undisclosed location. The site was abandoned after several events that resulted in the deaths of park attendees, which was later dubbed Bloody Sunday. 231 attendees were killed and 7 injured. A list of a few of the injuries goes as follows. 2 individuals were fused together after emerging from the Tunnel of Love, 15 people were recovered from the Thriller Chiller roller coaster, all decapitated, and 1 person was found dismembered inside of the House of Mirrors. Thankfully for us, the SCP have this bad boy under lock and key. It is secured by no fewer than 6 on-site personnel who must respect a 20-meter safe zone at all costs. Any person that enters the red zone is to be terminated immediately by sniper fire. Should music be heard from within the red zone, personnel are required to don earplugs and withdraw from their positions. Imagine, this is like Final Destination 3, but better. This park needs to be in a film stat. In at 4, SCP-087. 087 is an unlit platform staircase. Yep. A set of stairs. It has no lighting fixtures or windows, so any subjects exploring the staircase should bring some sort of light source. Subjects have reported distressed noises coming from a child. However, any attempts to descend the staircase have failed to bring subjects closer to the cries. After exploration, it has been proven that the staircase goes far beyond both the possible structure of the buildings and geological surroundings. There is no end. The doorway leading to 087 is constructed of reinforced steel with an electro-release lock mechanism. No personnel are permitted to access SCP-087. Imagine a horror film set entirely on an unlit staircase that seemingly has no end. I'm here for it, in so many ways. In at 3, SCP-2935. 2935 is described as a space-time anomaly existing within a limestone cave beneath a cemetery in Indiana. It was discovered on April 28, 2016 after a radio signal was detected by communications personnel at Site 81 near Bloomington. The signal was traced to an unincorporated area of Joppa and Site 81 personnel were dispatched. Personnel were unsure if they had found anything upon entry, instead believing their drone had exited out the other side of the cave. However, very soon after they began to pick up the radio broadcast they had been searching for. It had been repeating on a loop since April 20th and was an automated message originating from Site 81. It went as follows. This is an automated emergency broadcast from the SCP Foundation and your national government. 1 or more of our sites is experiencing communication breakdown, likely due to a containment breach of unknown magnitude. All citizens are ordered to stay in their home as containment teams work to secure the breach. This message will broadcast from April 20th, 2016 until ... and that's where the message ends. SCP-2935 is a nearly exact replicate reality of modern Earth, according to the SCP website, the only exception being that all life forms ended on April 20th, 2016. Nobody quite knows why. The entrance of 2935 has been sealed with concrete and access is forbidden. In at 2, SCP-610. 610 is a contagious skin disease found in Russia, with symptoms ranging from a rash to itching and increased skin sensitivity. Within 3 hours, the disease will cause heavy scar tissue to form, and after 5 hours the victim will be entirely consumed. After the completion of the infection, the victim's life function will halt for approximately 3 minutes, after which time they will restart at 2 to 3 times the activity rate of a normal human. The scar tissue will begin to grow at a rapid rate, normal human features will disappear and limbs may begin to grow. Other parts of subjects may split open and branches of flesh will grow out. The duration of this is unknown. Due to the vast area of infection, it is not possible to contain SCP-610. Instead, a perimeter has been established to keep people out of the area. It is stated that if any organism should display traits consistent with 610, then they will be engaged at range with small arms until immobile. I mean, come on, we all love a flesh-eating bacteria film. Cabin fever was a gem. But now imagine cabin fever, but with mutation and seemingly no end. I'm in. And lastly, in at number 1, SCP-106. SCP-106 is an elderly humanoid with an appearance of decomposition. Its appearance may vary, but in all forms there is rotting. 106 has been found to remain motionless for days at a time, waiting for its prey. It's capable of scaling any vertical surface and can suspend itself upside down indefinitely. Not only that, but when attacking its prey, 106 will attempt to incapacitate victims by damaging their organs and tendons, thus disabling them. However, if you fall outside of the 10 to 25 age bracket, 106 isn't going to be too interested, I'm afraid. He prefers the younger peeps. Not only does 106 incapacitate, but also causes corrosion in all solid matter it touches. The corrosion may continue for up to 6 hours after contact, after which time the effect will die out. Corrosion is one thing, but passing through it is a whole other matter. Yep, 106 is capable of passing through solid matter. 106 essentially vanishes, entering what has been described as a pocket dimension, which it is then able to exit from, but only at any point connected to the initial entry point. Now, as you can imagine, the Foundation protocol for 106 is pretty intense. No physical interaction is allowed with 106 at any time. It is to be contained in a sealed container comprised of lead-lined steel, which is then sealed within 40 layers of identical material. Any personnel deemed missing in action during a 106 visit is to be left. No recovery attempts are to be made under any circumstance. Yeah. This dude is terrifying. Now take all that information I just gave you, put it in a film, jackpot. Oscar right there. Well, there we have it. Did you guys agree with our list? Were there any other SCPs you think would be great in a horror film? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below. But before I go, I just want to respond to a few comments from one of our last videos, Top 5 Scary Google Map Discoveries. Carrie Ann said, when you look at my address on Google Maps, my fat cat is sat right there, outside my driveway. Address, please and thank you. I need to see that. We all do. Red Dragon said, so, when are those demon lists coming? Remember? Did you guys forget? Don't worry, we did not forget. I filmed about 4 of them the other day, so look for them very soon. Jill Pritchard said, at Lucy McPhee, totally off subject, but what is your skincare routine? You have the most amazing skin. P.S. Love all you most amazing guys. You make my day. Well, shucks, thank you. First of all, I should say that the lighting we have makes my skin look significantly better than it is. Secondly, I'm very pale, which also helps. Thirdly, I remove my makeup every night and moisturize daily. That is literally my routine. I also don't go out in the sun. I never leave my house. Mr. Michael McSween said, Lucy, I love when you host these videos. Anyone ever tell you you look a little like Ashley Benson? Literally nobody. No, ever. I've never got that. But Lucy 6 years ago would have loved that compliment, so thank you. These days I accept Natalie Dormer and Natalie Dormer only. Thank you. If you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another scary vid. And until next time, see you later.